Can you talk about and give your point of view of seizures and epileptic seizures, and then what you've seen on healing, the road to healing?
Epilepsy is a very common condition for which cannabis can work. When cannabis therapy became approved and I was looking forward to opening our clinic, I immediately thought of my patients with seizures, my multiple sclerosis patients, pain patients. There's lots of opportunity with cannabis therapy, and with epilepsy, it's especially opportunistic. What happens with epilepsy is that patients have an abnormal electrical discharge in the brain. That triggers a seizure. Sometimes it's a shaking, sometimes it's a staring or a little movement. There can be alteration in level of consciousness, but sometimes not. So epilepsy means more than one seizure. That's what epilepsy is.
Okay.
Recurrent seizures. Epileptic patients have seizures. And seizures can be treated with conventional therapy, oftentimes in a very effective way, but sometimes conventional therapy falls short, or the side effects of conventional therapy are intolerable. So now that we have cannabis therapy available, we are using cannabis therapy to help patients with epilepsy every day.
In what form? Because I know I've spoken to patients that have tried a lot of different things, from a topical to an inhaler to a vaporization item, and oils. And so what are you seeing in your practice?
When it comes to treating epilepsy with cannabis, you want to achieve a steady state blood level of medical therapy. So capsules, for example, or other edibles are a good option because you want to prevent seizures. It's not like treating pain, for example, where you're having pain so you take the medicine to get rid of it. That's not the way it works with epilepsy. You want, in epilepsy patients, a steady state in their blood all the time. So something like capsules or other edibles that last for a long time are one of the best strategies.
Okay. What do you do? Because I know a lot of the CBD that's out there has been brought to the forefront, especially in the media, because of childhood epilepsy. And a lot of these states, before they became legal, started becoming testing the waters for CBD only law states. And it was they were designed for epileptic children. Really didn't do that much. It didn't benefit the cancer patients, the children that we've worked with. Some THC is needed, and some THC is definitely needed with epileptic patients for their seizures. Can you talk about the importance of the entourage effect, of why THC is also needed for these patients? Doesn't matter at all ages?
The evolution of legalization for epilepsy patients started with the Renaissance with Charlotte Figi in Colorado. She brought the public attention to a level where we were all able to start doing trials. And that's on both sides of the Atlantic, right? Even though we knew years ago from Professor Meshulam's work in, I believe it was Brazil, that cannabis was helpful for seizures, THC and CBD. And we knew from historical records over the last several thousand years, from written historical records, that epilepsy has been treated effectively by cannabis. We knew all that. But only recently did we get the impetus to study CBD primarily in epilepsy for children, which is similar to what Charlotte had. The bigger picture, however, is that those childhood epilepsies respond. Dravet syndrome and Lennox-Gastaut are the two that were approved. But other epileptic conditions respond, as they have over the years, to CBD plus a small amount of THC.
You talk about Charlotte, and I want to bring a family that's near and dear to me, and everyone saw them in season 2, and hopefully you watched season 2. But the Maddox family was Sawyer Maddox, and I believe he's 9 or almost 10 this year. He was having 200 plus seizures a day. And the house was padded up, all the furniture was padded up. He wore a helmet. He was puffed up from all the medications that he was on. And make a long story short, they were a success, not only being a cannabis refugee family, moving from one state to another to get legal access, to have legal access for medicine. But not only did they do that, he hasn't had a seizure for about 3.5 years.
That's amazing.
I've personally seen this product work for him, and and changed a life for the better. And so, this is why Corinne and I got into this industry. This is why I continue to do what I do, and helping people, and helping you, and doing shows like this, and having experts like Dr. Stein. So thanks for listening to me and sharing that story. But when you share the story about Charlotte, yeah, I mean, she opened the door for a lot of families and a lot of kids.
We have to keep it going now.